Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Contest of Speed Tier 3. We're here at F1's first night race in Bahrain for round 5 of the Contest of Speed Championship. Circus has rolled into town and Tier 3 are the first clowns off the wagon. My name is Dan. I'll be your commentator this evening, and as always, alongside me is Matt.
Good evening, mate. First clowns. That's harsh.
It's alright. Cookie's in there. He'll get it.
Bless him.
Yeah.
Oh, 18 this evening.
Yep, 18. Missing drivers are Rocco and Justin, who for varying reasons are not here tonight. We wish them back to us very quickly. I think Rocco's working, and I'm not sure about Justin. He did tell me, but I've forgotten.
Damn responsibility.
Yes. If only we could always spend time doing the things we loved, like playing video games all night.
Well, we can make a living out of that. Oh, wait.
We could, couldn't we?
Some people already do.
Yeah. One day. One day.
Country.
We can. So, first man out on track. It looks to me like it's going to be one of the... No, it's Toro Rosso of... Both Toro Rossos out together. I'm sorry that there's no sound at the moment. That will come back at the end of the session, so don't worry too much. It'll just sound really weird just hearing mine and Matt's voices for the next 20 minutes.
That's strange. I've got engine sound. Weird.
Yeah, I know, it's a ridiculous glitch that there is, but, you know. Information from Pure Blades. First man in the chat as well tonight. He says dry all the way. I mean, we are in the middle of the desert, so I'm not surprised. Although last time we raced here there was rain, so maybe I shouldn't be so quick to dismiss.
What's going to happen tomorrow now?
Well, I'll be happy if it rains.
I'm not happy either way, you know that.
Yeah, and you're struggling, aren't you, this week, bless?
So, big time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's on its way.
So you got big points last time out, though.
Unexpected, yeah.
Yeah. The man's done well for himself. Was it P5 you got?
P6, Matt and points. I know.
Yeah. So the Toro Rosso's now coming around to start their first laps, very close together. So at the minute it's Rick in front with Camping Docs behind. I think they're too close, unless Rick's just going to get out of the way and let him go. He is. So they're working together.
A tow route? I mean, they've been working on this quite hard actually, these two.
It seems like it. Yeah, they did. They tried it at Monza. The thing is, Rick has now... The soft tyres, as we know, are not a particularly good tyre. They wear out incredibly quickly. They're definitely a qualifying tyre. But what Rick's done now is effectively burn a whole set of tyres. Because they'll be coming up towards 10% by the time he gets round to start his next lap, if he goes again on them.
On the flip side, is if he's just running no ERS and he's being quite careful, I think he can possibly get away with it. But yeah, it's probably going to be up towards the 12% barrier. Yeah,
I mean he's pushing now and he's behind one of the Ferraris. So I wonder if he's going to try and use that as a tow down the main straight when they get back round. But again, he doesn't want to be this close.
He's far too close, and then he doesn't. Sorry. But he's got to be careful because the other Ferrari's not that far in front of him as well. I'm
going to wait with Rick because Camping Ducks will just be about to come across the line unless he invalidated. No, there we go. 21.8, and Rick does come in. So he's wasted a set of tyres to give his teammate a tow in the early part of qualifying. I mean, there's some questionable team tactics going there. Steve takes the fastest time and takes pole position, 27.7 for him. So let's jump down to Stompy, who's out on the hard tyre. So he's gone with the harder selection of tyres, which means he will have another set of these hard tyres when it comes to the race. So any calamities that befall him, he can not negate them, but he's not going to have to worry about tyre life.
Waiting to see yellow flag sector 2.
Oh yes, Blank Curve. Yes. Now we're back at Bahrain, the return of Blank Curve. And speaking of Blank, actually, we do. Deepest condolences from everyone at Contest of Speed. And during what would be his race on Thursday, I'm sure that whoever takes that stream, so it will not be me this week, unfortunately I can't do it, but whoever does take that stream will hold a minute's silence for him, as that is his tier. So I would happily do it tonight, but I think it would be more poignant for it to be in a race that he would normally be part of. So we're all thinking of you, buddy, and we hope to see you back soon. Meanwhile, jumping across, let's go to the Haas, let's go to Blades. Let's put the pressure on, because I know he's listening. He's coming down.
Nice.
I haven't seen the team championship at the minute.
I will I'll get that up. I've got everything else up.
Right. Let's see what we've got. So, Blade's coming across the line to finish his first lap. It's 29 flat for him, puts him P7 at the moment. Cookie is the real winner at the moment, 28 flat on the mediums. That is a good time for Cookie. We missed that one. Let's jump.
Those guys were expected to be at the front row, I think.
He is, yeah. Let's jump to his teammate, Rosa. He's also out on the mediums. See if it was. I don't know what I'd try. I'd probably go out later on the mediums if I was going to try and qualify them, just so you get the best of the track evolution, rather than going out as your first run.
It's going to be this game of cat and mouse, because there is going to be people who are going to use the softs just to get track position, but it shouldn't be an issue around here. There's plenty of opportunities for overtaking, but there are some guys that are just going to linger, may try and sneak in a medium time.
Yeah, 28.5 for Rosa. See, when I was doing some practice the other day, me and Mitch were in together. It's like the old days. Rosa's left the session, so that's a connection issue. Hopefully he can get himself back in. I'm sure Cookie will be able to send him an invite if he needs one. Anyway, I was saying, yeah, Mitch and I were found out. Yeah, he did. It's a good job. Well said. Yeah, me and Mitch found that the hard tyres especially were one of those tyres that if you run 2 out laps and then go for your flyer, you gain much more of a benefit than if you just go out and do the standard one flying run.
Fair enough.
So I'm just wondering whether the mediums are going to be that in this session. So currently out on those mediums, Stonewall Seth, and coming around to finish his first lap with the Soul Renault tonight. It's not a particularly good time though. 29.2 puts him 13th behind some guys on the hard tyre.
You say some guys behind that tyre, that is your championship leader. He's behind on the hard tyre.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's behind him, and then he's behind Bossman, Raidcon. Yeah, well, there's something going on there, isn't there?
That was
what's happened there?
That was cool, and
Stonewall Seth. I was on board with Seth, so I was just looking down at my phone to look at the chat room, and then I missed that. I saw something fly across. But 5th place penalty for Conal, who at the minute in P7's not doing a bad job. That could affect his race quite badly.
The best thing he wants now is to qualify now outside the top 10.
Yeah, he wants to qualify 11th, doesn't he? Cygate 29.6 on the hard tyre, but he is going again, and this will be his second or maybe even third lap on those tyres. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll go with him, and we'll see what his sector times are like. So he comes up towards the first split now. He's a 10th up on himself at the moment.
On board Camping Ducks, this is going to be tight for pole if he keeps it going.
Whereabouts is he on track?
He is last corner, rounding the last corner.
Okay, let's see what he does. Improves by 3 tenths, puts himself second. So let's jump back to Cygate then as he approaches Blank Curve. So you've got this left-hander here, and then blank curve is the right-hander coming up at the top of the hill. So named because the aforementioned driver used to clip the curb almost every lap and put himself in the wall.
Spectacularly.
It was, yeah, it was fantastic. It's just a shame he won't be here to hear us mocking him. Because I know he'd get involved.
It's a difficult corner. It's simply because, alright, you don't want to touch that inside curve, but depending on how much grip you've got left in those tyres, if you even run wide and still trying to hold it in full throttle, the back end could still step away. So it's something you need to be careful of.
Yeah, it's one you've got to get right. It's a flat out corner as well, so it's
also quite easy to run wide the other side, and that's probably where you're going to get your warnings from as well.
Yeah. Cookie looking like he's on a run for pole right now, and he takes it. 27.5. He's 2/10 up on Steve.
Breathing room.
There is breathing room, so let's.
Soft tyres, these guys.
Yeah. I think, I'll be honest, I think everyone's going to try a run on the softs at the end, just to see how high they can get. I was about to jump to Tichy, but he's got himself into second, 27.6. Steve dropping down the order.
Roz is 8/10 up.
8/10 up, so he's
going to
be around Steve. He's going to be around Steve at the moment if he doesn't improve any more. If he gets more time, then this could be a pole lap at the moment. DRS opens, punches for the line. No, he takes it. 1.1 second improvement.
That is a mighty third sector.
That is a mighty third sector. The lad's done well. McLaren 1-2 again. Alfa Romeo third. All Team Stumpy need now is for Stumpy to get himself up there, and it'll just be what was predicted on Twitter earlier on. No, the engine noise isn't working. It will be back for the race even. It's just qualifying it's not there for. KV in the Ferrari. Let's see how he's doing. Had a controversial week last time out, involved in a lot of incidents, but managed to get himself away scot-free.
Second half of Team Stumpy crosses the line. 10th.
10th for Stumpy. Let's see, KV now, coming up towards blank curve. Let's ride on board, see if it claims him. Oh, very well negotiated. Oh, he's not pushing, that's why. I thought you took that surprisingly smoothly. It's because he's not pushing. Thomas, up to P7 on the mediums. 28.3. Now, I think anyone who can get into the... If you can get any quicker than that on the mediums, you're going to be in the top 10 on them. I think if there's anybody out there who can get into the 27s on the mediums...
Fair play, well done.
Yeah. Yeah. Steve going out for a lap, and I think this is very poorly timed, if I'm honest. Because he's not going to have the time to get round, finish his lap, go back around again, pit, and go out again. He's not going to have the time for that, so he's going to have to nail this lap if he wants to have a chance at getting pole position for himself.
Sector 2 yellow flag. That's not through blank curve. Can't be. I've just seen a car go through there.
We'll see. I'm on board with Steve, so we'll see if there is anybody in front of us. So now he heads up towards blank curve. There is a... it's the Alfa Romeo Stumpy going slowly. Conlon improves to P8, just ahead of his teammate.
Needed to though, because the other set of soft tyres he had, he'd already done 2 laps of them.
Steve ran wide coming out the penultimate corner. That's going to cost him some time. The number 86 Red Bull. Charge for the lap. He's bailed out of the lap. He's pitting in. So he's either invalidated or he's lost too much time. He will get a chance to go out again, but he's going to have to be quick.
Got Forza Fredo.
Stonewall
Seth is out on the soft.
Okay. Rick's out on the hard.
Ricards.
Is he on a lap on the hards?
I would think he is.
He is, yeah. Let's see where this puts him. If he's going to finish the lap, he's slower than his previous time by 4/10 at the moment. Unless he's there purely to give Camping Docks another tow, which he can't be. Surely not. He's not going to compromise his race that much.
Unless he thinks he's not going to... Maybe he's not got the pace.
I don't know. I mean, he's improved to 11th.
I was going to say... So...
But
his lap he previously had then was an absolute stinker then. The last sector.
Yeah, and his quickest must have been invalidated somewhere, but even so, I mean... And Camping Docks has bailed out, he's pitted in. So he's not getting out again.
There's a few guys, so I would suggest... Conal's done.
Yeah, Conal's done. Forza Fredo's done. Unless the timer's wrong. But... I mean, we've got some big names not in the top 10 at the minute.
Whoa! The Alphas are left this late. We're only in turn 1.
Oh, that is going to be close.
With both of them right behind each other.
Yeah, who's in front? Is it? It's Stumpy's in front, so Titchy's going to get a run for pole. What about the McLarens? Hey, I tell you what, Cookie's on his lap now. He's going to run into the Alphas before the end of the lap.
Yeah.
And Rosa, where's he on track? He's just coming around to start his lap now, so we'll stay on board with Cookie.
I've just seen someone come out of the pits.
I wonder if the timer's wrong for us. It can be.
I was going to say, you can't come out of the pits with 50 seconds to go. What's going on?
Yeah, there must be something wrong with the timer. Who was it who came out? Camping Docks, I'm guessing, because he's on his outlap now.
Yeah, it was a Williams or a Toro Rosso, but I couldn't really tell.
So we'll see what happens. Rick's in the pits.
Done.
Rick is definitely done. Conal made it out.
Thomas is done. Thomas is done.
Yeah. The Alphas get out of the way of Cookie.
Blazes pulled it to one side to avoid everyone. So that's what the yellow bag's for.
So here comes Cookie. Will he improve? Will he take pole position off his teammate? He does. 27.3. Next man across the line. Who is it going to be? And Cookie got straight on at turn 1 to get out of the way.
Stumpy's done that as well, so that was definitely toe for Titchy. So Titchy is going for pole.
Okay, Titchy's on it. He's got to make up just over 3/10 if he wants to take it. But there's another McLaren of Rosa in the mix, but he's 2/10 down at the moment. And he's bailed out of the lap.
Yeah, Raycon's done as well.
Raycon's out of his lap. KV. He's improving marginally, just under 1/10 up at the moment.
Camping Ducks is starting his lap, so yeah, the timer is definitely wrong.
There we go, 4 drivers done with.
KV, marginally up. KV's still improving, he's a 10th up.
This will put him ahead of Camping Docks if he can hold it. Round wide there. That might cost him. Into turn 13. Final corner. Takes it well. Punches for the line. Improves by 2/10. Puts himself up to 5th. Steve is done in P4. He couldn't improve. Yeah, Rosa's done in P2. He can't improve. Titchy
10th down.
And
yeah,
bailed out of it. Bailed out of it. He's in 3rd. So we've got Blade still out there. He's coming towards the line now.
Millsy's improved.
And he improved. Pure Blade's up to 8th. Great lap from the lad. He's done well. Camping Docks. Let's jump on board with him. 1 corner to go for him. It says he's on his outlap. He won't be. It's not that far out. McLaren of Cookie gets out of the way. Camping Docks towards the line. Puts himself to 2nd. Splits the McLarens. Anybody else? No, everybody else is sorted. So that's how it stands, everybody. Eat the Cookie on pole with the time of 1:27.3. 0-0, actually. I didn't spot the decimals beforehand. Camping Ducks in second, splitting the other McLaren from his teammates. That's Rosa in P3. Tichy in P4 would have had a chance at pole if he'd not had a poor final attempt. Steve P5, KV P6. Raidcon P7, Pure Blades P8. Great result for him. Crucially though, Thomas in P9 on the mediums. If he can keep pace with the leaders in the early stages, he'll be a real threat late on. I didn't see who was 10th. I should have seen who was 10th.
Sorry, I was having a coughing fit.
So let's see, who was 10th? Stonewall Seth in P10 for Renault. So all of those top 10, apart from Thomas, as we said, will be starting on the soft tyre. Then you've got Forza Fredo, Conal, Cygate, Bossman, Millsies, Menerick, Stumpy and Dan Hilton, all with free choice of tyres. Now the one that really surprised me there, Cygate surprises me there, that he's that far down, and Menerick as well. That's a real surprise. But he effectively burnt out a tyre set just because he was giving his teammate a tow, and that's... I mean, if you had...
generous.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do that, you might as well put the hard tyre on, use that first lap as your second warm-up lap when you're giving him the tow, and then go for it yourself the next time round. It's my way of thinking.
Russian blood, Danny. That's what it is, mate.
Well,
Pressure.
I think so. So while we're waiting for these guys to ready up, I'm going to do what I always tend to do and run an ad. We'll see you all in 30 seconds. That's if it's actually decided to run this time. It's half the time. Most people can hear me. Most people can't hear me, but some people can. Cygate's the first to press X, so he's on the naughty step. Welcome back, everybody. We've in the break there we found Cygate was the man on the naughty step. As we get ready to start this race, let's have a look and see the tyre choices from everybody outside the top 10. So Fredo's gone the softs, Cygate the mediums, Bossman the hards.
And there's some people sitting on the grid.
That's Cookie and Camping Ducks both sat on the grid.
So the first row.
I don't know what happened to them. I'm sure we'll find out at some point. So yeah, Bossman on the hards, Millsy in 14th is on the softs, Menerick on the hards, Stumpy on the mediums, Conal on the softs, and Dan Hilton on the mediums.
I think medium not a bad tyre to start on. Gives you plenty of options to look at throughout the race. Opens you up for that 2-stop, opens you up for the 1-stop.
I don't know, Claudio, to be honest. I'm not sure you'll be able to make it far enough for that to work out.
Is mediums to soft beneficial around here?
Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to get them far enough. Yeah, I know you've had some extreme strategies in the past where you've gone long, but I don't think that's on the levels of Smarto kind of. Yeah, you're gonna need. Yeah, you'd have to be. Yeah, you'd have to be like wrapping those tyres in cotton wool to get them round. I think the interesting people, the two Mercs are going to be ones to watch, definitely, especially if they can keep pace. Depending on what his race pace is like, Menerick.
Yeah, I would say he's quite out of position from what we've seen so far this season.
Yeah, it depends what tyre he swaps to and when, because if he's going to go long and then go to the softs, I think it's pointless. He might as well start on the mediums and then swap to hards. If he's going to go hard to medium and then stop on maybe lap 16-17, it could be very interesting. But it all depends on his pace. So, we line up on the grid ready for round 5 in Bahrain. Here we go. The lights are on. Wait for the glitch. And away we go in Bahrain. It's a good start from the leading two, despite having cold tyres, but Rosa and Tichy will look to capitalise. We're going 4 wide down towards turn 1.
Oh, it's going into it.
And the McLarens look like they're going to sweep through and take the lead. They are. The McLarens take first and second. Camping Ducks is there. Blades with a great start, up to third at one point.
Bossman is round, not Boss, yeah, Bossman is round on the hards, front wing damage. I think Clonal's got the same.
Yeah.
Dan Hilton's round as well.
Yeah.
That is the classic of 3 into 1.
Does not go. Dan Hilton's alright though, no wing damage for him. Oh, Blades, he had such a good start. And there's damage as well. Damage on both Hasses.
That's going to be Rick's up to 11th already. Tom on 7th, so avoided any first corner dramas. Nearly runs into the back of Raycon though.
Let's go on board with him. He looks like to be the man on the move. And we'll check position changes. Big gains off the start. Manieric up 4 places. That's the main one. The big loser is Pure Blades, of course, down 9 after a good start. He was up to 3rd at one point, and then 5th after turn 2.
Seth is running. Seth has got problems. I think Stonewall Seth has got massive problems because he's just dropping off like a stone. He's just lost 4 positions in 2 corners.
I don't know what's going on because he's... I'm not sure what to think of this, to be honest with you.
He can't have butchered the tyres already, surely.
Well, it depends how many laps he did in quali, but we'll find out. I mean, if he had any sort of moment earlier on, he might have overheated them.
So Blades is the one that stays out of the Hasses.
Well, Connor was a... Yeah.
Rick's got
the thing is, if you're Connor, if you're Blades now, you might as well soldier on. What tyre is he on? The softs, isn't he?
He's on the soft tyre.
Yeah, you might as well soldier on to lap 5 and go to a 2-stop and try and claw it back that way.
Stonewall Seth seems to have recovered. Got into some kind of room. That was just an awful couple to answer him.
Yeah.
Completely.
Oh, Campinox went deep at turn 9, and that's going to open the door for Steve. Runs very wide at turn 9, actually.
Ricky's teammate did exactly the same thing. Frodo was on the back of him.
And Steve had a look down into 10. We'll ride on board through blank curve and see if he can get anything done. Steve lacking some front end, I think. He's having to go very slowly through the corners. It's putting Tichy right on the back of him. And Steve's having to go defensive into turn 13 instead of where he should be attacking the Toro Rosso in front. Clips the front wing of Tichy, but no damage.
He's run wide. Some Bossman could have got past.
Tichy's in overtake. He's going for it, but so's Steve. Tichy's got the run though. Is he going to have him on the brakes? He's trying it. He's not quite close enough.
Should get better exit this time. It's taken a much more straighter line through.
And has DRS as well into the second zone. Steve squeezing him, but as he's allowed to do, and Tichy will go through, but Steve gets him back on the undercut.
He's got to be careful though.
Yeah, I mean,
was there to pounce.
It was close to the braking zone, I think. Steve moving across there. We'll have to look at that back if Tichy feels aggrieved by it. Meanwhile, Thomas made it past KV, probably in that first DRS zone, and now he's on the back of Raycon.
And this KV still, actually. He was up to 7th.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, sorry, my mistake. Yeah, and now I think, oh no, Raycon's got DRS as well from Tichy. So
got.
It's careful, Thomas.
4th down to 12th as Stumpy goes down the inside of Stonewall Seth, who's not had the greatest of start. Oh, Stumpy's round! Oh, I think Seth's hit the back of him, that's why he stopped.
Yep, and that's fair play from Seth, waiting for the man. Is there any damage for Stumpy?
Yeah, he's plenty. In fact, how he's not
Yeah, heavy wing damage.
retired from the session is beyond me.
Heavy wing damage for him. The race isn't over. We could still get something along the lines of a safety car. Thomas looking for the move on Raycon, but the DRS train is strong and there's no moves to be had.
Yeah, we've now got a gap down to 12, so the field's splitting in two.
And Cookie at the front is pulling away. 2 seconds clear of his teammate, and he's holding the gap to Camping Docks at 6/10. Thomas putting Raid under so much pressure. Just waiting for the American to make the mistake.
Yeah, the championship leader making a very strong start. Different to everyone else. So looking to what were we saying? Lap 13, 12, 13?
For which tyre?
The mediums.
It depends. If they're going to go, I would say lap 12. After that, you're going to start to lose too much performance.
We don't know what strategies these guys are on. So
no, I think the interesting one will be if anyone pits in on lap 5 on the softs, they're going for a 2-stop.
Yep.
Maybe lap 6 as well. Anything after that, they're wasting their time on the softs. They might as well stay out to lap 9 or 10 and then go 1 stop to hards. Thomas now in the DRS of Raid, who doesn't have it, crucially, on Tichy. This could be it. That is one of the worst camera angles ever. Thomas tries to go around the outside of Raid, which...
He thinks it's the inside of the next corner. That's his thinking.
And he's taken it, and he will have DRS, and Raid will not. But crucially for Raid, KV did get DRS, and he's now right on the back of that Red Bull.
As a trainer, half now.
Yeah.
Down to Sygate. Half a tenth. Half a tenth. Half a second.
Yeah.
Each.
And Tichy needs to try and close up to Steve. Those soft tyres will be screaming about now. They will not be in a good place. But he needs to get up close to Steve and keep in the DRS, because otherwise...
Oh, Millsy's round. He's lost at turns... hang on.
7, right. Yeah.
Turn 7.
Keeps position though, I think. Might have lost one to Blaze, yeah. Tichy still in DRS of Steve, but Steve dropping back from Camping Docks. The front three is holding, well, Rosa and Camping Docks are holding station. Cookie's pulling away.
Rosa has a good first sector. Second sector, Camping Ducks comes back again, and Rosa then pulls a little bit out in the third sector. That's what seems to be where the gap's going.
Yeah. Varame, to answer your question, pit window for softs on a 1-stop, lap 8 to 12.
Find out, KV's coming in.
Yeah, KV's coming in now, so he's 2-stopping on those.
Yeah, he's gone to mediums.
Yep, so he's 2-stopping. We'll expect him in again around lap 17. Pure Blades as well, he'll be doing the same.
Blades has done alright though. With that damage.
He has, yeah, he's kept himself in contention. Hopefully he'll get himself some clean air now to put in some good lap times while the rest of the guys are fighting.
Seth goes down the inside, Dan Hilton into turn 1. Dan Hilton with this potential switchback. Needs to bide his time with the Williams driver. You know, Sonal Seth probably will be coming in this lap, those softs.
I'm just keeping an eye on the battle for P4 at the moment. Okay. Ricky, yes he did. There was an incident with Sonal Seth. That's why he's so far down. There's also an incident on the first lap as well for him. Was that at turn 2? Was he involved in that one, Matt?
Which we talk about Blades here?
Stumpy.
Yes, he was in an accident with Bossman and
Blades, yeah.
Boss.
Oh no, Conal, wasn't it? And Conal. And then Blades went right at turn 2. No, turn 3. Yeah. So, in short answer to your question, Ricky, yes.
Oh, Fredo, I'm surprised he's not got damage. Hefty whack on the back of Raycon.
Cookie's
Raycon
in.
Pits. This is going to get interesting.
Cookie's in for mediums.
Cookie's in, Raycon's in.
This is the last lap people will be going in if they're going to go for a 2-stop. He's in for mediums. So, the battle for the lead then. Camping Ducks closing in on the back of Rosa, who will now be trying to hold him up so that Cookie can get the leapfrog. Because anyone staying out now must be going for a 1-stop, which would explain why.
Down the inside, but Fredo has it back. He says, "No, I want it." There's a little battle going on here for 6th, 7th, 8th.
There is Rick doing really well, P6 on the hard tyre. Means he can only get quicker when he swaps those tyres out. DRS train as well from P6 to 8. So no chance for an overtake there. Meanwhile, we've got 2 potential moves. Tichy on the back of Steve. This is one we've been looking at for a while, and he's got Thomas right behind him as well.
These guys are going to have to be careful because their pit window is between Cookie and Seth. It's probably where they're going to be filtering out in between.
So the thing is now, if you're Tichy, you know you're quicker. Do you go for an undercut?
I thought they were going to. So they're staying out. Everyone's staying out.
Tichy's holding his line. Thomas might go for a double move here.
Oh, surely not.
Tichy is through. Thomas has gone for the move on Steve, and Steve loses 2 positions in 1 corner. But he will get DRS off Tichy, who's now a sitting Dr. Thomas. We can see them in front. Mercedes goes for the move down the inside, and Tichy doesn't fight it, but he's going to go for the switchback to defend it. We've got a great view on board. He's going to hold the inside, and Thomas gets his elbows out and keeps it, but it's not over yet. We've got 1 more DRS zone. Steve, twitchy back end there from the Red Bull man.
Rick has taken 7 tenths out of them in the first sector.
Yeah, the soft tyre's really going off now.
What's he doing as well? As Sygate's got past Fredo, Sygate's also dragged along with Rick.
Indeed he is. Those medium tyres will be coming towards the end of their effective life, so the hard tyre now might be coming into play. Soft tyres will have gone off a couple of laps ago. Let's jump to the leader. Oh, sector 2 and 3, that's blank curve.
That is
Forza Fredo has been claimed by blank curve. It's victim number 1.
And that is because the tyres haven't got anything left to give.
That's the one.
That is simply what that incident is.
Unlucky for Forza Fredo, but who have we got in? Tichy and Steve, both in. Steve's going to the hard tyre. Let's see what Tichy goes on to. Into the box. Hard tyres going on the Alpha. This is undercut territory.
Steve goes hard tyres as well.
Those two probably trying to get the better of each other, and it's worked out in Tichy's favour. As KV and Cookie get through. For Cruci there on a 2-stop. So we'll have to come in again. Tichy and Steve do not have to stop again as long as they look after those tyres.
Crucially for Steve, he's got out in front of Dan Hilton.
Yeah, he has. Meanwhile, the battle for first is still going on. Camping Duck's really trying to get past Rosa in mode 4 and the DRS open, but he can't get close. Which is what I thought I saw early on.
Bossman's gone deep, so Cookie's got a better exit straight away.
And gets through and has DRS to defend it. Now I would expect the 2 leaders to pit in this lap, otherwise they're going to be costing themselves a lot of time.
I would say problems as well.
Yes, Claudio, that's how the McLarens have split. And yep, the 2 leaders are in.
Love each other. Thomas is our effective race leader.
Indeed he is.
He's the race leader.
He is the race leader. So, Rosa onto hards. Camping Ducks onto hards. Both going to the end of the race.
Raycon's got past Dan Hilton on that lap. Not surprisingly, fresher tyres.
So, crucially, will Cavey get out ahead of these 2 like he did Tichy and Steve?
It's close, you know.
No, he's
very
not.
close to Camping Dogs.
He is. He will have DRS off the Toro Rosso, but Rosa is out and clear.
Oh, Dan Hilton's gone for an outrageous move down the inside of the brake. That is the dive bomb of all dive bombs. Straight up.
KV can't get past Camping Ducks just yet, but he needs to make that move stick if he wants to get that two-stop strategy working for him.
So Cookie's got an effective 9.7 second lead.
So let's have a look. Back to the lead. Well, he's 11 seconds behind Thomas, so pit stop round here is around 20. So yeah, he's got a 9-second lead over Thomas when he stops, so he needs to close up.
He's gonna be close, you know.
The thing is, Thomas has to go to the hards. There's no point in going to softs because he'll have to stop twice.
Well, there's nearly 10 seconds between Cookie and Rosa.
Thomas is in.
Thomas is. I think there's a window here for Thomas.
There is a window, but that's early. I mean, he's taking advantage of those mediums, so it doesn't take anything away from him now.
I think it's because of where he's going to come out. He's going to come out. Possibly. Oh, it's going to be close between him and Tichy.
I mean,
it's going to be very close between him and Tichy.
He crossed the white line on the exit there, just with only 2 tyres.
Oh, Seth is round.
I'll swap to it in a minute.
That was blank curve, don't worry about it. He's recovered.
So Seth is the second victim of blank curve. Tichy right on the back of Thomas. So Thomas has effectively leapfrogged Steve and Tichy there.
So he's gone from, he was P7 and he's now
P7. Yeah, effectively. Once Cygate and Rick stop. Yeah. And Stonewall Seth has retired. That'll be in the pits.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see what Cygate does this time around. Is he going to stop and follow his teammate? Or is he going to keep going to where I would expect these tyres to last, which is lap 12? We're about to find out. Sector 2 yellows. Is that blank curve again?
No, it's not. That is the hairpin, so that's turn 10.
And the Cygate is in. He is following Thomas's example.
So that's going to be...
Hard tyres go on.
Wow. It's going to be close again. These guys are
they're going to be real close together. Let's go on board with Tichy now as he chases down Thomas, but he's losing ground.
Cygate's dropped. So Cygate's going to join the back of this field.
Yeah, but he's going to be outside the DRS train, crucially, which could cost him. Meanwhile, KV battling with Thomas for P5.
That's a shimmy chop I've ever seen.
Yeah. Get both these drivers getting their elbows out.
On the outside.
Great driving from these two. Great respect for one another. But look how this has allowed Tichy and Steve to close right up to the back of Thomas again. He pulled away initially.
You know what? Rosa is trying to check out early.
He is. Thomas and KV still going at it. Thomas goes for the switchback to please his namesake, and he makes it stick. And Tichy now looking to capitalise on the Ferrari.
Thomas had to get the move done because he just looked. The other two guys at the front of the train were just pulling away.
We'll put it back to interval. And I don't think Tichy will get the move this time around, but I think next lap, although he is really close actually, I thought he might lose out.
To get the move done into turn 1 and Raycon as well.
Yeah, we'll jump back to that one in a second. And Tichy into turn 1, the inside of KV, holds the apex.
Steve nearly runs into the back of KV.
Tichy holds the apex and gets DRS to boot. We'll jump to Cygate. He did get the move done and now can chase after the pack.
So Rosso is effectively the cork in the bottle.
He is. He's also the race leader as it stands at the moment. Because Cookie and Rick will have to stop again. Now, if Rosso does as good a job as he did in the first stint, if that's the McLaren intent, for Rosso to hold them up so Cookie can push, then potentially Cookie could come out quite well from this. At the minute, where is he sitting? At the minute, he's coming out at the back of the group. He's coming out with Raycon.
Yeah. Quite easily as well.
But KV has to stop again as well, so he'd be coming out in P9.
Oh no, he's pulled out half a second on Rosa this lap, and he's close to Rick by about the same kind of margin.
Yeah, he should be closing up. Bossman and Dan Hilton battling for P11, and that's Bossman getting through.
Yeah, those mediums coming to the end of the life on that Williams car.
Yeah, I would expect him in this time round, actually.
I don't think Connell's going to be far off it either.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, Dan Hilton's coming in.
So that's going to be hard tyres.
Yeah, hard tyres to the end for them, and then hope there's a safety car or something to get themselves back in it. KV looking to get back at Tichy, but it's not going to happen just yet. See, if you're KV now, you're falling back down the field on a two-stop. Do you just come in early, bite the bullet, put the hards on and go for it?
Or stay with the train, who are going to give you DRS, hopefully eke it out, pit for the mediums, and then come back through on the quicker tyres. The hards are wearing out at the end.
Potentially, the hards do wear out here. It's not.
If he stays on the train, then I can see him pulling off the two-stop. As soon as he falls out of that train, though, he's probably going to have to bite the bullet.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how far he can get. I mean, realistically, he's only going to want to get another 2 or 3 laps out of them, and then he's going to have to stop anyway.
So whether he's comfortable, but he missed that apex by a mile.
Yeah, and Steve's going to get him here, and then I think he'll drop off the back of the train. If I was him, I would have stopped there. Just because the two-stop clearly isn't working for him.
Oh, that was a bit weeby.
And Steve's taking him around the outside. I mean, they'll both have DRS to try and fight it out, but because Steve's in front. Connell has pitted that time round.
That was expected from Connell.
Meanwhile, the gap between the McLarens up to 12.6.
Hang on, let me do the maths. He's still going to come. So he's going to come out possibly, if Cookie pits now, he's going to come out possibly between Sygate and Raycon.
And I'll tell you who's looking really good for the win right now. It's Thomas in the Mercedes. He's looking really good for it.
The train is split. We have found a split in the train.
We have.
Tichy.
Tichy now takes the lead of the train of 3. And Rick's pitting in, lap 15.
So on to the mediums then.
Oh, I think that's 1 or 2 too early.
Well, hopefully even Lance Fuel will get away with it.
Maybe, we'll see. I would expect him to come out behind Raidcon. Maybe in between him and Sygate, actually, we'll see.
In fact, out in front of both of them.
Yeah? I was on board with Raidcon waiting to see the Toro Rosso, but no, you're right, he's out in front of the pair. And just tagging onto the back of the train.
Quite nicely.
Let's keep an eye on him. Fresh tyres, he'll have to work his way through the train, but fresh rubber, he might pull it off.
So in his first stint, Rick has gained 7 places.
Yeah. That is everyone's stop now, isn't it? At least once. So
yeah.
So yeah, Rick up 7. Thomas up 5, and it looks like it's about to be 6.
Millsy back down the inside of Stumpy. 14th and 15th.
He's looking at it. We'll jump across to it now.
I think that's done. Yeah, that's that move done.
Oh, was it Stumpy going through?
Yeah, it was Stumpy going through. Oh, Blade's run very wide. That was turn 10.
Gross. Thomas now lining up the Toro Rosso. He's got the long straight now. 335 kilometres an hour and increasing.
Yeah,
He's going to go for it on the brakes, is he?
Yeah, Rick's going to do.
Oh, there's a touch between the two, and these two have history. I would not be happy if I was camping docks right now, and Thomas should give that position back.
KV, big moment. Don't know if Rick made contact, but it didn't look like it. Rick's gone through.
Yeah, if Thomas is going to get a penalty for that unless he gives that position back to camping docks. Because that's a push to pass, and that's not what we're about here.
Did he do the classic, I'll brake and then have the RS? And...
Yeah, he braked at the same point as he would normally, overshot.
Rick's the one to look out for. He's already on the back of the train.
Well, in fact, he's into the train because he's in front of KV.
Well, KV's dropping off just
yeah.
a bit. He's coming back though. They have a great sector 1, so that's where the damage has been done on this lap, so that's why Rick got past.
It'll have been on the second DRS zone, won't it? On board with Rick now in the DRS train. Trying to close up to Steve.
KV's in.
As he should have done that a couple of laps ago. Oh, we've got big wing damage. Titchy's round.
Oh, Titchy's round.
Steve
Millsy's
hit the...
retired on the race as well.
I think...
Millsy, black curve, black corner, black corner.
And we've just had a complete cluster, you know what, at turn 1. Rick and Steve together, and Rick's round. Steve's left him there.
Oh,
and then, and there's cars going everywhere to avoid contact. Titchy's, I think Steve has had an absolute nightmare of a first sector there. He's hit the back of Titchy and spun him round at turn 1. Rick's gone into the back of him because they were all going slowly.
You know what else has happened? Raycon's picked up damage from this as well somehow.
Yeah, it was complete mayhem. So then Rick went into the back of Steve, got wing damage, then to get through went into the spinning Titchy, cut the corner to avoid hitting Steve, and then tried to make a move down the inside into turn 3, and then them two came together.
There's going to be a smug McLaren driver hearing all this.
2 smug McLaren drivers and a smug Mercedes as well. Although the Mercedes probably isn't going to be as smug because he's going to get a penalty at this rate.
Yeah, and Cookie's going to be like, oh, thanks guys, you made my life coming back through the field. If I'm going to have to stop again, a lot more easier.
Yeah, he has. In fact, if I'm Cookie now, I'm stopping this time round. But he's going again. Is he going to try and get to the end on those? He can't,
no,
surely not. Unless he's going to the point where he can go to softs.
At the end.
Is he going to soft, medium, soft?
I said it earlier on in the week, and you said, "Oh no, that's really stupid. He shouldn't do that."
I mean, if he pulls that off, it's with most of his help from his teammate, 100%. But I'll be honest, the Toro Rossos have been screwed over well and truly by people trying to overtake them.
Rick's in for a second stop, and he should have gone to the end, so that's disappointing for him.
Yeah, and he's going to be...
Look good.
It was looking really good for him. He was in the train, and he would have been... Realistically, right now, he would have been up there with Steve, and Titchy should be there as well. I mean, I don't know if Titchy has any damage, actually. I don't think he will have done, because he just got spun round.
Possibly slight front wing damage. Yeah, he has right hand side.
We'll see in a second. On stream, yeah, right end plate's gone.
Raycon's lost the left end plate, so they're both evening each other out here. Someone's going to benefit from his boss man. Oh, I say that! Oh, the curse of the commentator's back again!
Blank Curve claims the 4th man of the evening.
Oh, I couldn't time that any better. I said, oh, he's going to look good, he's coming back through the field. He was closing the gap quite easily to the 2 in front of him, and he's picked up damage.
Yeah, you're right, Ricky.
I'm going to blame Blades and Cookie for that.
What, for curse of the commentator?
Yeah, the
two spells worse. Two spell managed to take out 3 people in one race as he said their names. Like, it was scarily accurate.
Oh, we got a yellow flag, sector 2 and 3, and now sector 3. What is that for?
I think that's someone getting out of the way, if I'm honest.
Raycon's just coming in front of Stumpy.
Cookie up to 14.5 now, the gap, so he needs to pit soon, otherwise he's going to start to lose that advantage.
He's going to fit in between Steve and Sygate, and Pure Blades has retired. That is in sector 3. I don't know
and he's coming in now. And it's 9 laps to the end. I think he's going softs, you know. I think he's going to go softs.
Yeah, because if he was going to go mediums, he would have pitted in a couple of laps ago.
Yeah, he is. He's going softs.
Crazy hooligan.
Softs to the end for Cookie.
What a joker.
Rosa takes the lead. Thomas takes second. Steve and Camping Ducks will go through. Sygate potentially.
Possibly. It's going to be close between him and Sygate.
No, it isn't. No, he's getting out in front of Steve. Or is he?
I was going to send it as well.
We nearly had a Gutierrez and what was it, Ericsson moment.
Yeah, I was thinking he would be so annoyed at himself if he did that and got significant front wing damage from doing so.
Hang on, was it Gutierrez and Ericsson? Oh, it was Gutierrez. Who was the other one? No, Maldonado, wasn't it?
Of course it was Maldonado.
Of course it was. How could I forget? It was the Lord of the Crash.
So we've got 2 guys out there currently on the soft tyre. Rick's set the fastest up on the medium.
I don't know which way to call this, because Cookie, yeah, he's going to be on the quickest tyre, but they're going to burn out after 4 or 5. He needs to clear this lot quickly.
Let's look at, we've not mentioned it all race, let's look at the penalty
situation. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Rosa, nothing. Not even a warning. Good lad. Thomas, nothing. Just 1 warning. Camping Ducks, 1 warning as well. So he's got to do on track, Cookie.
Has he got any himself?
He's got 1 warning. Actually, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah. What about Steve?
Nothing. 2 warnings.
I'm
not seeing. So Forza Fredo is our first person, and he's in 10th that's picked up a corner cutting / track extension penalty.
Fair play. Well done to the guys leading the race. Not letting the pressure get to them. Cookie, meanwhile, he's gained over a second on Camping Ducks that lap. He needs to be careful not to go into the back of him with the overspeed.
And that was very easy to do the first few weeks. This came in.
Yeah, I mean
so of course this is the first time we've raced it.
It is in the league, yeah.
Obviously we've had tracks like Russia already and Italy that we've raced at.
Through goes Cookie back into 3rd.
I think Thomas is it. This could be it.
For the lead, do you reckon Rosa's resistance is gone?
He's gained a couple. There we go. I'm expecting it if he keeps it clean. Out of the exit of the final corner, there could be a pass for the lead.
Rosa has a lot more ERS available.
Yeah, Thomas is on the fumes. All the way to the pit wall. Thomas around the outside. Roger's going to put a stiff resistance.
He's going to force him wide. Just give each other room, boys. And Rosa's got the DRS to defend it with. This has worked out perfectly for Cookie. If Rosa can hold him there for another lap. He's going for it on the brakes. And he's forced his way through there. But
I would say,
the thing is, there is definitely a penalty coming Thomas's way for his push to pass on camping docks. So, right now, Thomas is a minimum of gaining 5 seconds, which would put him down into P4.
Oh, I see an Alpha going into the pits.
Stumpy's in.
To put some red tyres on.
Yeah, and try and take the fastest lap away from a certain McLaren.
So, fast that is...
It's Cookie. He set it last time round. So, fastest lap. Stumpy, if you can hear us, your target is a 1:30.6. Go get it done, lad.
Cookie's gained 2 seconds.
Yeah, Rosa staying within DRS of Thomas, so we might have another move yet. Thomas still has no ERS available. And if I'm Rosa now, I'm going for this. To play the team game, if nothing else.
I'll tell you what, the next 5 laps is... 6 laps is looking a long way out on those soft tyres now.
Isn't it just?
See what you mean.
Oh, Thomas
no,
goes way too deep.
And Rosa's there, here we go.
Should be a simple move, and the McLaren retakes the lead. Chops across the Mercedes to say that's my position. You stay in second where you belong.
Bossman is pitting onto the soft, so that's an easy pass for KB. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and Forza Fredo as well. Both Ferraris gaining a place, and Raycon as well, back inside the top 10. All the while, look who's back in DRS range.
Ooh, that is... Oh, Stumpy's round.
Stumpy's round.
Yeah, on the outside of the black corner, that is impressive.
Well, he needs to be careful, because now he's got the leaders coming up behind him, and all 3 of them are together. Oh, Rosa's round!
Oh, Rosa's round. I thought he was going to crash it straight to Cookie.
Rosa loses a place to camping docks, but he's keeping it clean. No wing damage.
Yeah, I was going to say, watch those rear tyres, they're going to be lit up.
Yeah. And that's another incident where Thomas has been aggressive with his defending, or well, actually he's attacking, and it's caused another driver to lose positions. There might be some serious penalties coming his way this week.
I mean, I wouldn't... He wouldn't be the only one, I don't think, mate. It's not been the greatest display of attacking and defending by some of the guys out here tonight.
No, it hasn't. Thomas is going to be on the podium, but as it stands, I'm not going to be inviting him for an interview because he's definitely getting a penalty for the push to pass on camping docks.
He's angered the powers that be.
No, it's just a fact, though, isn't it? I mean, you can't force someone out of the way by running into the back of them. Whether you meant to or not is irrelevant. Like, if he obviously didn't mean to push him out of the way. That's not... I'm not saying he's a cheater, but you've just got to wait for the guy. It's just common courtesy, basic etiquette. You wait for him and then you go and get him again. You're clearly the quicker driver.
So Rosa's managed to gain some composure after that. He's just a second and a half behind Camping Duck, so second, well, what we're saying is effectively second, but anyway, a podium place is going to be still on the cards and his main aim.
It is. Stumpy has taken the fastest lap.
Sygate one to watch as well.
Yeah, Sygate's in there. Cookie's closing in on Thomas. He's now within DRS.
I think Cookie, after what he's seen, is going to be treating that Mercedes like a back end of a donkey.
No, you know it's Cookie. He's going all guns blazing. I think he'll wait to the second DRS zone. He'll take it into turn 3.
He's got more ERS than Thomas, so he's in a good position. Sygate not quite getting the move done on Steve, but probably like Cookie looking to do it in the second DRS zone.
Yeah, Cookie couldn't quite get it done. We'll stay with the battle for the lead.
Sygate goes down the inside. Oh, that was a bit of a lunge. There's contact between the Mercedes and the Red Bull driver. I think he let off actually to possibly to let him back through because he realised that.
Yeah, which you see, it's not a difficult thing. He's still right on the back of him. This is what I don't get from Thomas. So if he just let him back in, there probably wouldn't have been anything more to give him. But now he's going to lose the win, more than likely, or lose a podium because he's not willing to wait for someone he's clearly taken out.
No damage on the Red Bull, fingers crossed. Steve won't be happy with it, but I can see why Sygate went for it.
The door was open, it got closed, a little bit of contact, but they've settled it by Sygate allowing him back through to easily take the position. Thomas going defensive into turn 13. And Cookie's going to have a run at him, and I think this could be it.
Yeah, I think Sygate's closer than what he was last time, depending on his
right,
exit.
Here we go, Cookie for the lead. Easily takes it, but Thomas will have DRS to fight it back into turn 3. So let's see what happens here.
So 2 moves, Steve, well done. Yep, good driving you two.
Yeah, Sygate's through. Cookie, big defending moves from
massive cut.
Thomas. Steve's back through.
Steve's back on it.
Not enough to get through though. Meanwhile, Cookie's held the lead from Thomas, but he's going to be really close. And those soft tyres now are going to be really starting to head towards the cliff.
Thomas braked so much later. Then he ran into the back of him.
So Rosa's holding station in P4 right now. He's not pushing for 3rd place. At least on track. But he needs to, because if Thomas only gets 1 penalty at the minute, he's only dropping to 3rd. Gap to camping docks is not small enough for that to warrant a position change.
Yeah, Rosa's marginal on fuel as well, so...
Yeah, he'll be managing that. Thomas losing ground to Cookie at the minute, but he's got DRS to close up again.
It's all going to be about these traction zones. You can benefit from them the most.
Cookie and Thomas have the same amount of ERS, which is sweet sod all. Both pushing hard to defend the positions.
Oh, this is the battle for 9th. Heating up, Raycon with front wing damage and on wearing softs is going to get past Fredo. Fredo goes to, a bit of a late move from Fredo.
Bit of a chop, but we'll stick with it. I think he'll get him back into the next one, and then we'll jump back to the leaders.
Surely this time, I think.
Fredo takes the inside. Raycon's going to go for the switchback. Oh, he's done a battle! No, he's saved it.
And Rick's there. Rick is ready to pick up the pieces.
And there's wing damage, I think, on the Red Bull.
It's already pre-existing wing damage. I think it's not made it any better. Camping ducks, 3 seconds, Daddy.
Oh, that's going to put him behind Rosa then.
And how quick can Sygate catch them? How quick?
Yeah, as we enter the final lap, everybody, get your votes in for driver of the day. Thomas is looking at the back of Cookie. Those soft tyres now. Screaming. I can hear them from here. No, they want to go off to the big burning tyre heap in the sky.
Daniel is in front. This could help Cookie out here.
It might do. Thomas he's only got 1 DRS zone left to do it unless Cookie makes a mistake.
Sector 3. Fredo's round once but twice.
That blank curve.
The inside of Raycon, but Raycon fights back. These two are going to drag each other down to the first corner.
Rides back. I don't think he's got anything to fight with, but he'll get DRS.
Boss man come past Fredo.
I'm jumping back to the leaders. Dan Hilton gets out of the way of the two of them, but Cookie now stretching away. He's pulling out the lead, he's nearly there, he's over a second to clear. Thomas giving it everything it's worth, but it's not going to be enough. The McLaren's going to have it. The McLaren's going to take the win. It's Cookie. He's going to win again. 2 in 2. Takes the checkered flag first. Thomas comes in second, but will have a penalty applied. Camping Ducks crosses the line in third. And Rosa takes him on penalties. Sygate P5, Steve in 6th, Tichy a long way back in P7 after that wing damage. He's fought himself back well actually to keep P7.
Still got that wing damage.
He's done well to keep P7 and will take it. Closely followed by KV in P8. Rick after that debacle at turn 3, 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah, difficult race. Well, just a difficult weekend in general for Rick.
Yeah.
Raycon has done the classic tradition of COS that seems to be at the moment, of crashing and crossing the line.
Yeah, and he's taken the wheel off. Good on him. So Raycon in P10, Conal P11, Bossman will take P12.
Just.
Yeah. Dan Hilton, a lap down, finishes behind the retired Forza Fredo. And Stumpy takes the final 13th position. So we have it, a double McLaren podium again, and controversy around the Mercedes.
It's not controversy in general.
Yeah. What was set up to be an excellent last 10 laps of racing has turned out to be an excellent last 10 laps of racing with a lot of incidents thrown in. But there we have. It did indeed. Here are our provisional finishers. Eat the Cookie takes the win for his second straight victory for McLaren. His teammate in third place. Thomas finished in second for Mercedes, but after an incident both with Rosa and with Camping Ducks that he may be found at fault for, he could drop off the podium. Sygate, the other Mercedes, in P5. Great result for him. Both Mercedes actually good drives. It was just incident filled. Steve in 6th for Red Bull. Tichy in P7 after another couple of incidents. Will be disappointed overall, but I think happy come the end. Okay, so whilst I get these guys in to do an interview, we're going to have Cookie, Rosa and Camping Ducks in to do their interviews. I'm going to run another ad quickly, so if you guys want to get your questions in the chat, then do so now and we'll ask them when we come back. See you in a minute. Okay. Let's get people's in.
Just trying to do the maths on the
Yeah. Camping Ducks. Rosa. And Cookie. Right, here he is. Just waiting for those dulcet tones to grace us with their presence.
Hey!
Oh, hey! We'll start off with you then, Cookie. 2 in 2, mate. How does it feel?
Easy peasy. No, that race actually.
Oh, he's back.
There's the ego.
Thought I'd do an alternate strategy. I didn't think everyone else would do the other strategy, but which didn't help, by the way. I was on the mediums about 14 seconds ahead and saw that massive train, and was not looking forward to trying to overtake all of them. But then something happened. I think Titchy did a Titchy, and
Titchy did a U and crashed.
oh, I see. Did I crash in the past 2 races? Huh?
Somehow, no. Yeah.
Do you mean somehow now? Clean all the way through.
It was a great performance. Was it?
Oh,
Well played. GG.
thank you.
Yeah. Was there any team play between you two? Like, was Rosa holding everybody back so you could pull away, or was it just outright pace? And don't let the ego take over.
It was definitely just outright pace. I'd compare myself to the the great Altair of Tier 3. Did I let ego take over?
Just a little bit. I think you got away with it.
We genuinely didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
I was screaming at him during my inlet. What the one was?
Unboxing.
Yeah. That was on the last turn. So, to be honest, I actually thought Rosa was going to do the 2-stop with me. But then he followed Camping Ducks strategy, and then everyone did. So, it wasn't amazing. I wasn't looking forward to the last soft period. Being stuck in a train.
But it worked out for you.
It did. Unfortunately, not the way I wanted it to. However, you know, is what it is.
And congratulations, 2 in 2. We'll see you next time out in... Matt, you should know this. Is it Canada next time?
Canada.
Yeah?
Of course it's Canada.
See if you can make it one of Matt's only favourite tracks. So we'll see if you can come back next week, make it a hat-trick.
Easy.
He says. A lot of walls around Canada.
Easy.
Crash? Is it? Or
I'll just float through 'em. I'll ghost the whole race. Yeah, it'll be easy.
Easy, he
Walls,
says.
smalls.
Well, I'm looking forward to talking to you next week then.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he joins us in the commentary box after that one.
Right, moving down to your teammate, the second McLaren, Rosa. Was all looking good for you, looking rosy for a double podium and even a 1-2. And then little incident with Thomas, what happened there?
I don't know. I mean, well, I do know, but nice to
Be professional.
Choose your words wisely.
I think the lack of getting past him, I think it all like built up. I think he just wanted to get past because I think he obviously knew Cookie being on a faster tyre. He just wanted to make sure there was a thing, a sort of cars between us. But yeah, I mean, no comment other than that. But yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But apart from that, it was a good race for you, I think, wasn't it? Just kept keeping yourself to yourself, hold your pace.
Yeah, the first thing I thought I'll be alright, but then Cookie disappeared and Camping Ducks stayed with me. I mean, fair play to Camping Ducks as well. He probably made that difficult as well. That first stint. It's probably like, I was trying to trick him into going into the pits, and I think he did a dummy one as well. But yeah. But yeah, after that I came out. I saw a nice little gap. I thought it might stay like that, and then yeah, got a bigger gap, and then yeah, and then Thomas came.
Fair enough.
And then I came and won.
Yeah. Cookie did me on the outside. Well, both of them did, you?
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, congratulations on P3. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Moving on then to who the fans have voted for as their driver of the day in P4. Camping Ducks.
That's why I'm here.
That's why. That's one of the reasons why you're here.
I was like, what?
Best response ever.
Yeah. The other reason you're here is that the man in second place is probably getting a penalty.
Which means
You may have end up actually third, but I don't want to jump the gun on that one. We'll see. We'll have to look at it all and see which penalty is most applicable. But we did see his overtake on you on stream, so there will be a little.
Exaggerate.
I mean, I was riding on board at the time. There was a good I mean, if that was a rugby scrum, there'd have been a foul in there somewhere. I mean, there was a serious push in there, but yeah. So just talk us through your race then. It was going well until that point? I take it. Well, I suppose it wasn't a bad race anyway.
No, it wasn't bad at all. But it was all about managing the tires. And yeah, that was hard. But it was okay at the end. Nothing special.
Yeah.
I got a penalty.
Yeah, and that put you back behind Rosa.
Yeah. It's always fun.
Yeah, but no, I thought it was a great performance from you actually. What went on with you and Rick in qualifying? Actually, I wanted to ask that because obviously Rick gave you the tow on the first run, and then didn't get a run of him by himself.
He wanted to start the race on the hard.
Oh, so he just deliberately started that far down.
Yeah.
Ah.
And I guess if he didn't crash, he would.
Yeah, he would have been in the fight for maybe.
he did that
yeah,
in the
maybe.
practice race actually, and it was very difficult to get past him. Me and him had a good little fight in the practice race.
Fair play.
Where did he finish?
In ninth, I think he came in this race.
Fair enough. Yeah. So we were watching it thinking, what's he doing? Because he burned a set of soft tyres to give you that tow, and then he went out on the hards twice, and thinking, what? But no, if that was the plan, then
Mediums and hard, but he just wanted to start at the hard.
fair enough. Well, it certainly worked out for him. I might take that on board for tomorrow night, actually. try and pinch it, Matt. Don't you try it.
It's alright, Matt's nowhere.
Whoa! Can I not try it?
No,
Not allowed?
no.
Okay, fine.
I'll pull your
crash
engine
anyway,
supply.
so-
Matt's so slow, he's still in Russia.
Exactly. Oh.
Oh.
I mean, I finished P6, so it can't be that bad.
Ahead of Dan actually, yeah.
It makes a change.
Well, hang on.
Dan, come on.
I'm a tactical genius, Danny. You know that.
Yeah, I know. Whenever it goes from dry to wet, I always make a mess of it. Anyway, I think that's all we need to say, unless there's any questions from the chat I need to put to people. Oh yeah, Cookie, what percentage were your tyres at the end of the race?
Don't know, but they were bad. I expected once I passed Thomas that I was just gonna go away, but I didn't, and that scared me. And the back end was everywhere. It wasn't fun. Let's just put it like that.
Fair enough. And the last question is for you as well, Cookie, from a certain Mr. Pureblades.
Yeah.
He says to ask you how your last league race in Canada ended.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Fuck.
Go on, Cookie.
Oh, I almost swore then. Dave, the steward, decided to push a wall out on the Wall of Champions, just on the racing line, and obviously it was the second to last lap and all, and I was on for the win. But unfortunately,
So you crashed.
No one saw that wall apart from me. I've got screenshots of the wall. Upsetting.
I think you're losing your sanity.
Yeah, I want to see these images.
Also, going into this race, I forgot a wet setup. I was nervous.
It's Bahrain, mate. it hasn't
Danny, you
rained
never
there.
say this, you know what's going to happen, don't you? You
Oh,
know
what,
what's
tomorrow?
gonna-
But I have a wet setup, so it's fine.
Oh, damn, it's Bahrain, mate.
I'm saying that, but last time Tier
Sandstorms
3 raced it in Season 3, it was wet, so...
Yeah, no. If it had rained, I would have just quit.
Right, I think we'll call it there then, guys. Thank you for joining myself and Matt for some interviews. Well done on your respective results. Matt, thank you as always for joining me.
That's alright, mate. Pleasure as always.
Oh, bless. And the last people to thank are you guys at home. Thank you all for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed the stream. If you have enjoyed the stream, make sure you like it, and we hope to see you again. You find the plug. make sure you follow us, subscribe as well if you want to, onto Twitch or onto YouTube when this goes up later on. If you want to watch these guys again next week, you can do. Monday night, 10 PM in the UK, and they will be racing at Canada. But if you can't wait till then, you've got tiers 2 and 3 on Tuesday and Wednesday, respectively. Again, 10 PM UK, racing around Bahrain. And then you've got the American guys racing on Thursday night, 9 PM Eastern. Is it Tuesday then? What are you laughing at?
You messing up.
I'm not messing up. It's because you're here distracting me.
I'm not. I didn't say anything.
Your presence distracts me.
I'm just that good. I'm just nervous around me.
Yeah, so we are looking for a couple of guys to join the team as well. If you're interested in editing some videos for us, editing some images for us with Photoshop, or commentating for us, preferably if you want to commentate from the Americas, please get in touch.
I heard you could be nearly banned from commentary.
Nearly. I heard I am.
Joe, sod it. Yeah, if you are interested in being involved, get in touch with us, and we're happy to hear from you. The final point is we are looking for drivers for next season from both the Americas, Australia and South Africa. If you're interested and from one of those regions, or near one of those regions, please get in touch and we'll talk about getting you into a race seat as soon as possible. Thank you all again very much for joining us. We will see you next time. Good night.